there's a niche community of raw meat eaters, raw diet, and it seems like their leader is Goethes, and they're all just copycats, one for one of Goethes, his philosophy, his views. They do not partake in free thinking, and they swear by raw meat as if it's the Holy Grail. The idea stems from Arjunus, can't never pronounce that guy's name, whatever. He advocates for raw dairy, raw meat, which are great concepts, but the problem is these people swear by it like the Holy Grail, like that's what determines looks, genetics, so on and so forth. Well, I gotta address this right now. Raw meat won't save you. I've analyzed these people. I saw like a bunch of them on YouTube, so I went and looked, and they all look pretty normal, nothing extraordinary. They're above average because average is a pile of shit nowadays, but it's nothing worth writing home about. Yet their whole philosophy, their whole content, their whole market niche and everything is about raw meat. That's ultimately what it comes down to. You've heard this one line, you've seen all their content basically. Raw meat, period. Their solution to life, raw meat. Depressed, raw meat's gonna save you. Shitty genetics, raw meat. Goethes is a dipshit that believes in reincarnation, and all his followers just gobble it up. Zero free thinking, zero seeking the truth, zero analysis. And it's no different than those kids that, you know, go through puberty, get some zits on their face and whatnot. They hit the gym, they up their protein, clean up their cows a bit, then they start looking good. Their skin clears up, they get some muscle, they get leaner, and they get more testosterone, so they start feeling good. And then they go on for decades swearing by it. The gym is life. You know what I'm talking about. Same exact deal here, just different niche. This is human behavior. It's the same old pattern. And these people are just niched in this box, and that's all they see. My aim is by no means to discredit a raw diet. Raw milk should never be pasteurized, that's retardation. Common sense is raw milk should be drank raw. Some raw organs definitely have beneficial effects. Raw eggs have been on and off part of my diet before I ever discovered any of this. So there's not to discredit the benefits, the upsides of all this, but to simply exclude it as a whole. Imagine my whole philosophy on bulk vice was eat raw meat, eat raw meat, eat raw meat. I eat raw meat, this happened. It's stupidity. It's one amazing concept which could be extracted and create a whole formula paired with other things. Because raw meat won't save you. Raw meat is just a piece of the fraction to reach supremacy. My aim has always been to reach supremacy, not to niche out in one thing and just call it a day. Also, I'm not aiming to bash on any of these people, which in a bit, I'll show you their faces, what they look like. I'm sure they've had great results and before and afters are successful, but it's just the same exact thing as some gym goer that, you know, I've seen a lot of transformations, gym people, and they end up looking better face structure. So what I'm saying is not just raw meat. Bodybuilding, there's people that freaking go on walks daily and they transform their life. I've been on raw diet for a while now. I like it. It's better than eating conventional way. However, the effects are not insane as a lot of people would claim. I do feel slightly better. I'll tell you this though, I pop one pill of an estrogen blocker, a performance enhancing drug, and I feel 2 times better, 3 times better than with this diet instantly. Oh, but that's not natural. Don't give me that bullshit, man. Nothing's natural. I don't care for nature, for natural. I care for idealism, supremacy. Natural, unnatural means don't matter. The reason they like raw testicles, raw liver is because it stores androgens, testosterone, androsterone, all this male androgens. And you couldn't find, I've used personally, performance enhancing drugs that are 100% natural, bioidentical. So instead of eating the raw liver to get those androgens, you simply eat the androgens themselves. Natural is all subjective. I advocate for raw meat, for raw dairy, for a raw diet. Exclusively or not, I advocate incorporating some of those principles in your diet. But I advocate pairing it with semen retention with training, either weightlifting or calisthenics, some form of physical strength training, even sprints, for walking a lot in the sun, getting a lot of sun, for having a creative pursuit, for excelling in life in terms of business survival, which you would get the extra energy from semen retention to do so. Seeking the truth, the ultimate truth, being a free thinker, analyze everything in life and seek what's beyond the natural realm, because this is a supernatural world. Gotis, or one of his copycats, would say, training's not natural, it's stressful. You know what else is stressful? Being a pussy. You don't think the primitive, ancient, caveman, whatever, you know, LARPing and fantasy you have, you don't think they had a hierarchy? That there was men that were stronger and the woman wanted the stronger men? You think just because everyone ate raw meat, everyone had equal access, equal rights? I don't want to bash on raw meaters exclusively. On the other hand, you have the retarded 5 IQ meated steroid heads that look like a freaking Hulk monster and have 3 brain cells left and lift heavy and get so huge. That's retardation as well. But I notice people tend to go in niche. People don't want to be all around supreme. They niche out in certain departments, and their niche is their code. It's a solution to everything. It's genetics. It all comes down to genetics. And my aim, my intent is to figure out what determines genetics. Why some people are good looking, some people are ugly. Regardless of diet and circumstance, it seems like there's a strand of DNA, of genetics, that no matter what circumstance, environment it's placed in, it will excel and reach supremacy. Whether this is the genes of warriors, of free thinkers, I don't know. That's what I'm trying to figure out, because clearly there's people that eat shit, have a shitty environment, but they still develop androgenic, healthy, masculine, and they feel good. There's people that could eat raw meat their whole life, do semen retention their whole life, so on and so forth, have a good discipline, be rich, and they're still a pile of shit at the end of the day, biologically speaking. It's all genetics, and that's my aim. Raw meaters claim that if a few generations of eating raw in the womb and development will increase the baby's genetics and make him better looking, better developed bones, healthier, and I 100% agree. Matter of fact, if I were to have kids, I would feed them mostly raw, because I really believe that, even the experiment done on cats. Also what the mother eats in the wombs. Let me tell you this though, performance enhancing drugs alter your genetics, improve it more than raw meat, and way quicker. A few years of using performance enhancing drugs completely rewired my chemistry. I want to say completely, but it definitely rewired my stuff into biological supremacy. So that alters your genetics, in my experience, the most from what I found. Semen retention alters your genetics more as well, because it just allows you to... Semen is more powerful than raw meat. And you don't need to eat semen, but you could just retain your own. And the benefits are tremendous. Now pair that with raw meat, with a raw diet, there you go. It's my whole point, the seek of supremacy. We want to pair the greatest practices. We want to discover what the way of supremacy is. Combine it all and be supreme all around. Then you have the black pill. There's absolutely undeniable truth in that. However, what I see from the average black pillar is some depressed, pathetic loser. It's like, oh, looks is everything, I'm just gonna sit here. And even gayer, what I see, some guy creates YouTube videos and has a whole channel and content on admiring other guys' beauty, which is just pathetic. Does it get more gayer than that? He's so woke, he found the black pill, now he sits there and admires guys' looks. He makes hyper edits of them, and that's just gay as shit. Come on. They titled the video something like PSL Gods. I don't know what that means. That's just gay shit though. Some guy admiring other guys' looks. Like what is that? Then they meme on red pillars. Like, red pillars can be cringe and coping, However, there's more practicality in red pill, and a lot of people can excel with the red pill. That's not saying to compensate your looks of getting rich, but that's saying red pill is basically practical, taking the matter in your own hands. Black pill is just putting your hands up and saying it's genetics, I'm screwed. So even though red pill is gay and cringe in a way too, especially those alpha boot camp nonsense where they wake up at 5 a.m., run for 3 hours, take 3-hour cold showers, and then freaking whatever shit they do. That's also garbage coping. They're both gay. Forget the red pill, forget the black pill. Seek supremacy. Right off the bat, we could start with Gotis. This is like one of the oldest videos I found of him over a decade ago. Take a look, and next picture will be a decade or longer later. There you have it. 12 years of eating raw animals, organs, seafood, anything raw. So what difference do I see? I see that his hair is blonde now. I don't know how he went from black to blonde hair. Perhaps he dyed it. Yeah, facial structure, I don't see a difference. His skin looks like he got a lot more sun. So maybe over the decade he's been out in the sun a lot. But in terms of bone development, bone width, pronounced bones, leanness, it looks one for one almost. It's him with black hair versus him with blonde hair. And this is their leader. This is the guy that everyone looks up to. The epitome of raw meat. Well, I don't see it. It looks the same as he was. Another very popular figure in the niche of raw meat is Face IQ. Checked out his channel briefly. He basically rates people's faces. He has a system to it. He highly advocates raw meat. And I mean, the guy looks like a normal guy, right? He's not someone that's unhealthy. His skin is pretty good. Like, he doesn't have a single zit. Never seen a zit on his face. He does have great skin, I'll give him that. But in terms of bone development, in terms of looks, aesthetics, he looks pretty normal. Normal for a decent looking kid or guy, whatever. What can I say? He actually eats avocados and tomatoes, which are some of the most strongest, most potent 5-alpha reductase inhibitors, which lessen the conversion of testosterone to dihydrotestosterone, its most potent form. So he's shooting himself in the foot in that regard. But yeah, he also mentioned that he was fed raw as a majority of his diet by his mom growing up. So it's a lifelong, you could say, raw eater, or at least childhood raw eater, and then from a couple years at least he's been eating raw again. Again, I don't see the hype. I don't see where this crazy effect. Looks like a normal average person. Here we have the modern day embodiment of a caveman primal eater, the epitome of health. Jokes aside, it looks like a Indian, Middle Eastern average guy. I wouldn't say he's attractive even. Doesn't look good to me. For most people, I'd say. Not a bash on this guy. Maybe it's his genetics, whatever, maybe improved. But again, I assume he's been doing this for many years and I don't see it. What is the hype? What am I looking at? This is what you guarantee me. This guy here is called Bloodsteel. I actually watched some of his videos. He seems like a chill guy. He's got some interesting content. But again, he looks normal, on the healthier side. Nothing crazy. No crazy bone development. Pretty ordinary. Nothing out of the ordinary. His before was bad. He did improve his skin for sure. And I think as he aged, his facial structure developed more with the healthy diet in general, not necessarily raw. Not to discredit from his results, he definitely has a good transformation. But again, nothing out of the ordinary. Primalism. Normal looking guy. Nothing out of the ordinary, as per usual with these guys. Now, I'm not sure what picture to use of them. I'm not going stopping the video at a random spot, to catch them off guard. I'm using either their profile pictures or thumbnails because that's something they chose to put out there. And this looks like a normal guy. No crazy bone development. No, none of the benefits of raw meat claims Kevin Milky, whatever. I mean, he has a fairly developed face, but I don't see any bones on it. It looks very bland. So it's potentially his genetics, and raw meat hasn't altered any of it. However, at first glance, I thought it was a girl or something. That was just my first impression. He doesn't embody masculinity in my eyes, and his looks are normal, average. Solar youth. Okay, what do we have here? Looks like he gets sun. He's got blonde hair. So, pretty good look. However, his face does not look excessively developed or even developed much. Looks like a normal beach goer. He's got a necklace, maybe lives somewhere tropical warm. He definitely gets a lot of sun. Nothing out of the ordinary, as usual. Let's finish up here with the last guy because I think I proved my point. And these are just popular faces in this niche. So I've addressed most of them. Probably missed some, of course. This guy's Rod David. He looks like a fairly cute kid. Nothing crazy. I doubt he's going to develop crazy bones. Again, just a niche. I've seen same results with people that just go to the gym and eat freaking chicken and rice and get leaner and look better and better skin. Nothing crazy.